Happy Monday. I just got home from a reemployment meeting. I don't know, some mandatory meeting I had to go to as a condition of my unemployment benefits. So I thought today was like a one-on-one meeting between myself and a reemployment person. Someone who works at the unemployment office, but they do not like to be called the unemployment office. They like to be called the employment office. Tepe, what are you doing? Can you not eat that? Oh, yep. Can you not eat that? Thank you. Yeah, turns out it was another group meeting, so, for some new, like, federal program called RESEA, something about reemployment services. Apparently there's some algorithm that picks a lucky few that gets to be part of this program. Whatever it means, I don't know. Today was the orientation for it. I kind of know, I guess. Apparently I will have 3 one-on-one meetings as a part of this program. Spaced like 2 to 3 weeks apart, so I guess in a couple of weeks I'll have my first one-on-one meeting. So so that's great. I don't know. Just steel cut oats. I'm trying to eat these up. Not that it's hard. I actually love steel cut oats now that I'm older and have a more mature palate. I don't know. My dad called me last night just to check on me. And he's like, just want to make sure you're not depressed. I'm like, that ship has sailed. Granted, I haven't really reached out to anyone the last couple weeks. I've just been like really quiet and in my head about things and feeling kind of down and out about what to do in this situation, because as I've talked about, I'm like having a hard time giving myself away for manual labor work, and yet there's like so few job postings for my background and skill set that are even remotely something that I could find enjoyable. So I'm just really struggling with what to do. As far as like, I don't know. I don't know. As far as where to look, I guess I need to be maybe casting a little bit of a wider net, although, I mean, I'm already looking in many areas, but I don't know. I guess something I've been thinking about lately is I have seen a few options of things that I could apply to that could be interesting in Maine, which Maine is where I grew up, and so moving back to Maine was never really something I kept as an option, just because moving back to Maine, the idea of it has always felt very heavy for me. But I don't know, this last year and a half or so, I've been like working on some things internally, so when I sit and think about it now, it doesn't feel so heavy. In fact, like, what does it really matter? All of New England kind of looks the same, right? You're either in a cute little city or a small town, or you're in the middle of the woods, and it's all kind of, you're either, closer to the ocean or you're up in the mountains. And like, we're so lucky here to have both, and it's so gorgeous. And I don't want to leave New England in general, but as far as Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts, where do I want to be? And ultimately, the hard part is I can be happy anywhere. No matter where you put me, I can make it work, and I can turn any apartment into like my sanctuary, my safe space. Like no matter how dumpy it has been, and trust me, I've lived in some places, but or what the circumstances are. Like this building, for example, it's been lovely, it's cozy, it's warm, it's plenty of room, it's sunny. It's on a busy road though, and I don't have outdoor space immediately available to me that's comfortable, although the pedophile did move out last month, so there's that. And that's the thing with renting, is like you just never know who your neighbors are until you see them get arrested sometimes, and that happens. More than I ever thought it would. Not in this building, but at least it has happened now in this building. So, it doesn't matter. This is like a nice neighborhood, it doesn't matter where you live. You never know what you're gonna get when you're renting, but the point is, like, it doesn't matter about the guy living in the basement. What matters is, like, in my unit, I can make it safe and it's home for me. So it doesn't matter where that is. Why am I rambling about this? I'm not really sure, but I guess I'm just like going through all of the thoughts because I'm starting to get worried, honestly. Like, which I'm only not even 2 months into job hunting now, and I know how astronomically hard it is for everybody, so it does make me worried. And what makes me worried is, come April 20th, I guess, is the end of my furlough. I got furloughed by my employer for up to 90 days, and that 90-day mark is April 20th. Then my medical insurance stops. So unemployment, as it is, it covers rent and my electric bill. But that's it, and that's only if they don't deduct me for other money that I earn. So, but at the end of this 90 days, my medical insurance benefits are up, and then I'm also needing to pay for that out of pocket after April 20th. That's when unemployment definitely doesn't cover what I need it to. So I guess that deadline kind of scares me a bit. And while I've been hopeful that like it wouldn't have to come to that, it does make me, at this point, I'm starting to think, gosh, well, maybe I need to have backup plans for if we do get to that point and things are still not looking great in the job market. It kind of stinks. I don't know what to do at that point. I'm talking with my dad last night. Of course, he's, feel free to move home. There's no point in just throwing away money in an expensive rent area just to sit there. And he's right. And I've expressed that this has been my concern from the beginning, is just sitting here paying rent in a high cost of living area but not having any income, and especially when the furlough's up, and then I'm paying health insurance out of pocket, which I think it sounds like about $400 a month out of pocket on the marketplace from what I've been hearing. I don't know, feel free to input if you have any insights on that. I just get like basic whatever I like legally need to exist kind of coverage, because I mean, knock on wood, like I'm just not someone who goes to the doctor all the time. Like I have my yearly checkup and I try to avoid it, but you still have to legally have health insurance in this country, and it's expensive as all hell. So that scares the shit out of me. I don't know, my dad's right. I don't want to just keep waffling here in this apartment. Not that moving home sounds great either. Not that it matters, but it's like, that's such a big ask of anybody, right? It's not just me, it's my cats as well, and things. So, oh my God, there's so much to to think about, to worry about. Overall, like, I'm still optimistic about the happiness that comes from getting to use this time and this opportunity to really think about what will truly make me happy and go that direction. But it's really hard when I don't know what that direction is, and that direction could be like anywhere across 4 states, and that's probably my problem. Maybe I should like rein that in, although I don't have to. Like, there's just no jobs anywhere, so nothing really to rein in. But I don't know. I guess at the unemployment meeting this morning, I got my like brain waves flowing about other options that I could possibly explore, like just temporary work, signing up with temp agencies if it gets to that. And maybe that would be a better avenue to explore if I do want to try to, like, you guys know I'm struggling to give myself away with manual labor. Like, I just wanted to go pick some lettuce or like work on a farm, try something different, try something that sounds happy, and see how that plays out. At least try it for a growing season, right? Maybe I'd have better luck in that arena going through a temp agency. So I'm not trying to get someone to take me seriously on a piece of paper. Because if I keep running into people that are like, oh, master's degree, she doesn't actually want to work here, and just get skimmed over because of that, I don't know, maybe just leave the degree off the resume. Also an option. But then I have no farm experience, so how can I, it's, I don't know, maybe a temp agency is the way to go. Almost done now. The handyman showed up and fixed, do you guys remember when I tripped over my own feet and put a hole in the radiator cover? It's finally fixed. He just put it back in, repainted. Everything's fine. I guess I'm just rambling about the job search situation because I feel a bit like I'm just kind of wafting in the breeze. Like, I don't know, it's a really weird mix of wanting to be very careful about finding a job that's not going to deteriorate my mental health versus finding a job at all, because it's so hard right now. So, like, beggars can't be choosers in a way, but also I just never want to compromise my mental health again. And like, that's everything. Take the location out of it. Who gives a shit what state it's in? Just like mental health above all else, above salary, above living in a certain place. I don't know. And that's just everything. And I'm just like, I don't know, scared I'm going to get caught in a situation where it's just not feeling right. But I'm not going to allow myself to let that happen. But also, it's a balance of being really afraid of that, like 90-day deadline, and then adding, the additional cost of health insurance into the mix as well. And plus, unemployment only lasts, you only get like 6 months of benefits. So then what? I have a good emergency fund. I'm prepared for this, but it doesn't make it feel great to actually have to live on that totally. That is like a different ball game, and the account's going to be depleted pretty quickly, right? If you're covering rent and health insurance and all your utilities, groceries, day-to-day existing, even moving home. Then I'm moving to Maine, so okay, I'm no longer paying rent, but then I also am no longer able to collect unemployment, I don't think, because New Hampshire's not going to give it to me if you left the state. And Maine, like, I moved here unemployed. Can I get unemployment now? I just don't know how that would go over or look. And I just like don't want to live at home. I know it's probably just like a pride thing, but I was chuckling about it on the phone with my dad because I'm going to be 39 in a couple weeks. I'm like, maybe is 40 the cutoff where it's no longer acceptable to move back in with your parents? And he was like, Rachel, I don't think there's ever a deadline. It's like, that's cute and all, but there feels like there should be a deadline. Maybe it's just time to start throwing more spaghetti at the wall and see what happens. I keep going back and forth with being like down and out about this, but also like incredibly excited and happy about it. And it feels nice to be prioritizing my mental health. Like, that's such a new concept to me. And some things you arrive at later in life, and it's okay. Prioritizing my happiness is apparently one of those things for me. So everything feels exciting on that front, but I have been down and out. I do feel like I need maybe just like a little bit of a reset, a little bit of a break, a little bit of a change in perspective, and a little bit of fun. So I planned a little getaway for myself for my birthday, and I'll be talking more about that tomorrow. Thanks for listening. I appreciate you guys so much. I'll see you very soon.